Since another year of school has begun, my video frequency has taken a little toll. So I thought, why not make two videos in one video? I'll be giving you 5 health tips and a Q&A. So let's start with the first health tip, which is do a little bit of fasting here and there. See, I have never experienced such profound mental and skin clarity um, from doing anything in comparison to fasting. After doing a 48-hour fast, or during the 48-hour fast, I had extreme mental clarity and I was very calm, and I usually am when I'm fasting. And my skin after the fast was the best it has ever been. So if you want to see, if you truly want your skin to glow, if you don't believe in the cosmetic products and you know that they're just full of chemicals and nothing else, do a fast and see where it takes your brain and your skin and your health, since it benefits every single cell in your body and you're made of cells. The second tip is have or consume a high amount of DHA. See, I recently ordered a lot of salmon from Alaska because that's the only place where the mercury levels in the fish are low. And after having eaten, let's say, a pound of fish over the course of a few days, I noticed that my calculations and my thinking or my mental capacity was much better. So let's say you would take 10 factorial in your head, so 10 times 9 times 8 all the way to 1. If you eat a bunch of DHA and you look at the before and after when it comes to that calculation, you'll see that after having eaten DHA, you'll notice you'll notice that it's profoundly easier to do the calculation. And we don't just do math, we do a lot of things every day that involve thinking. So having a diet filled with DHA is probably a good thing. Now the third one is herbs. Now most of you, if you're into the health world, have heard about ashwagandha. It's as effective at lowering anxiety as anxiety medication. So that's just one of the herbs that are out there in the world. There's another herb called gotukola, so Gotukola. And every time I take that herb, remember, it's not psychedelic or anything, it's just a plant, a dried plant that has been made into a powder. Otherwise, I mean, if it was psychedelic, they wouldn't sell it. This is a completely normal herb with just a bunch of health benefits. Every time I take it, I dream, and I dream vividly. So that's, I mean, something to think about. Okay, that might not be related to health, but actually it is, because you have a gland in your brain that takes care of dreaming, one could say, and if something makes you dream better, that gland is working better. And if you don't know which gland I'm talking about, then do a little bit of research. That's just one thing. I mean, if we go back to ashwagandha increases testosterone and has profound, again, the key word here is profound, profound athletic benefits. So your red blood cell count and your conditioning will go up by a lot if you take that herb. Those are just two. I mean, I urge you to research a bunch of other herbs. I mean, there's an herb called Rhodiola rosea, or maybe it's Roseola rhodea. No, I think it's Rhodiola rosea. And it has the biggest temporary increase of testosterone I've ever experienced when taking something. So it's a natural pre-workout, you could say, and those are just some ideas on what herbs could do for you. Now, the fourth tip is temperature exposure, so to speak. So, sauna, for example. Have you ever noticed that, okay, if you maybe you don't go to the sauna so frequently, but next time you're in a sauna and you go out, see how you feel. Usually you'll feel a little bit happier and more calm. And that's because of the neurotransmitters that are created when we are exposed to extreme temperatures. So the sauna, probably, I would guess, I haven't researched this, creates a bunch of serotonin, and cold exposure, this I know, creates a lot of norepinephrine, which helps you focus. That's why people say take a cold shower to be more productive, because you'll be more productive and you'll have better focus. What I usually do before these videos is I do some form of cold exposure because my mental clarity is increased a lot by like 1.5 or 100, no, 50%, by about 50%. Let's see here. The fifth health tip that I want to give you is grounding or earthing. I like to use the word grounding because it sounds cooler, but if you research it, earthing will be a bit more popular. So inflammation or oxidative stress is basically a lack of electrons. It's a positive charge in your body. When you take or eat things that are anti-inflammatory, when you do things that are anti-inflammatory, the entire charge of your body will be closer to zero. So, what is earthing or grounding? It is having contact with the earth. So, walking barefoot on grass, for example. And the thing is, the sun, or not just the sun, but it's basically, the earth is basically negatively charged. And when you contact the earth, or when you have when you make skin contact with the earth, you basically, your bodily charge will go from positive to less positive. So it's basically an antioxidant to walk barefoot on the grass or the earth. And I've noticed that if I spend a lot of time in front of a screen and I get a headache because of all the electromagnetic frequency, if I go and walk barefoot on grass, all of that goes away much faster than if I don't do it. So that's my fifth health tip. Now, let's go over to the Q&A. D-Man had a few questions. Do you have any information on pure animal meat, eggs, organ, and fat diets only? See, with any diet, you have to try it, of course, and see how it works. That's the only way of making progress when it comes to your dietary journey. Even if you, or let's say you heal a certain skin ailment and it comes back when you start changing your diet, that's a good thing, because now you know more than you did before. But when it comes to such a diet, I mean, that's basically the diet I follow, except I have a little twist on my diet when it comes to animal foods. But I mean, it's very nutrient dense. It's the most nutrient dense diet you could be on. I would highly recommend it. From what I've seen, people who go on such a diet don't go back. And that says a lot about animal foods in general. So I'll leave you with that. I'm interested in if you know anything about RNA tablets, TRI germ oil, biogamic B15 or pangamic acid, calcium, and the effect of orchic tissue on the body. Now, as far as RNA or genetic tablets go, Most of them are usually processed. I could see benefits to taking them, but I'm not really sure if they would survive in your digestive system in the first place. So, your best bet is making it easier for your body to create RNA and DNA by focusing on mainly B vitamins, but also all the other vitamins and all the other minerals, because as we've seen from the vitamins and the minerals video, everything affects everything. It's really hard to say, okay, this vitamin does this thing, and this mineral does this thing, because they have so many functions and they go into each other and they affect so many things that if you don't have one of them, the entire tower falls. Now then, as far as TRI germ oil goes, it's basically wheat grass oil from what I found, and to find unprocessed oils nowadays is really, really hard. If you get a hold of it, I would probably just, use it cosmetically, because it has a naturally high amount of omega-6, and omega-6 is basically what causes heart disease and a bunch of other problems. So I wouldn't consume it because, okay, imagine a human from the hunter-gatherer period, so to speak, pressing a bunch of wheat and extracting the oil from it. That wouldn't happen. We're not built to consume such things. Let's see here. Pangamic acid. So, as all supplements, they usually don't work. They're unnatural. They're fabricated. When it comes to pangamic acid specifically, it's found in food, mainly in animal products. The best source is beef blood. So if you really want to do a little bit of experimenting with a certain nutrient, go with beef blood. It also has one of the highest amounts of B vitamins of any food, so go with that. So let's see here. You asked about calcium. Do not supplement with calcium. See, K2, D3, and magnesium, all of them mobilize calcium. And they do different things. Some of them let calcium in and out of places. Some of them tell calcium where to go. But calcium by itself will basically just create hardened arteries and plaque in your brain, because what is calcium gonna do on itself without K2, D3, and magnesium? It won't really benefit you. So don't supplement calcium. Orchic tissue. So orchic tissue, or what you mean here, I guess, is eating animal testicles, and it might sound funny, but from what I've seen, I haven't bought animal testicles yet. I'll probably do some experimenting with that, because it's something I want to have. It's something I want to try, and maybe it increases my testosterone a bunch, and that would be a good thing. But from what I've seen from anecdotes is that people who eat testicles get really high testosterone and a lot of energy. And this has been one anecdote, verified it with 2 testosterone tests, one before and one after, of course. So I believe that if you eat animal testicles, your testosterone will go up, definitely. Try it and see what happens. Share your results, please. I want to know. So that were all the questions from D-Man. Now, a question that came from Raised Through Trees, Summer Breeze, was how do we prepare liver so the vitamins are still usable but parasites are killed, since lots of parasites attack the liver and stay dormant in it? This is a topic I really like. See, the thing is, I can't say that much on camera. I think YouTube would demonetize this video. So what I'll do instead is I'll give you a few words, and I'll link a video in the description which will explain bacteria and parasites a little bit better. But to say the least, if you're afraid of eating something, don't eat it. Even if it's the healthiest thing on the planet, if you feel bad by eating it, or if you're scared by it, it's probably gonna be bad. It will turn into something bad. If you take something unhealthy and you think that it is really healthy, its health consequences won't be as big. Ponder on those words. Well then, watch that video, Summer Breeze, and over and out for now.